The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
What's happening, Thursday Think Tank? Can you guys hear me? Somebody give me a yes. Excellent. Excellent. There's a couple of yeses, and I only needed one, so we're in good shape. Good to see you, David, Paul, Richard, Martin, Rick, Glenn, Ivan. Good to see you. Good to see you. I see Tom M on the call. How you doing, Tom? So I hope everybody's having a fantastic Thursday. I'm going to try and make it more fantastic. I know that Tom says hi. Hi, Tom. Sorry about the little mix-up this morning. Had an appointment to talk to Tom this morning. Got a flat tire on my way home from the bank and missed my appointment with Tom. Josh is here, super marketing magnate from the Chain of Lakes area here in Minnesota. Josh is working on some big stuff, judging by the questions he's posting in the Facebook group. Very, very cool. Is my car so heavy with money that I got a flat tire? No, Karen. Couldn't be further from the truth. Couldn't be further from the truth. As a matter of fact, if you want the God's honest truth, I'll tell it to you. It's pretty lean month. Pretty lean month and a half over here at the Wrecking Ball Marketing as we finish development and integrations on all of the short codes all over the freaking world. There's a lot of development. There was a lot of expense behind it, so it was a pretty lean month, but that's okay. You guys all know why we do it. So you're going to have, Mama said there'd be days like this, as the old saying goes, right? Yeah, I wish I had a truck full of money or a truck full of gold. Truck full of gold would be even better, maybe. You know, bury that in the backyard and wait for it to become worth more money. Hey, Phil. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. A couple things I want to cover tonight. Well, let's give it just a minute here. Water a well and grow a gold tree. Yeah, I tried that. Doesn't work. You know, I know they do it in the cartoons, but I can't make it happen. Maybe I'm using the wrong fertilizer. Rick says it's all good from Bisbane. Welcome to you, Rick, from down under. Or actually, welcome down under. I'm not there. You are. I guess that makes more sense. Paul says, yes, I am awake. Excellent, excellent. How many of you guys on the call here are in the UK? Give me a UK head count here, real quick. Just give me a yes if you're in the UK. All right, cool. Listen, we need some help testing the new integration, new shortcode integration over in the UK. If you guys are down to give us a little help, if you could please put in a support ticket that says UK tester, that would be fantastic. We're still a week and a half, 2 weeks away on Australia, it looks like, from all the reports I'm getting. So obviously we'll need some help testing that over there too. But yeah, Ken and Paul, if you guys could just pop in a support ticket and just say UK tester, that would be fantastic. I said, Hillbilly says me, but I don't know who Hillbilly is. See, that's what happens when you screw around with the GoToWebinar registration form. I don't know who you are. So that makes it tough. Oh, I should have guessed. It's Driscoll. Yeah, right. When I saw Hillbilly, man, I should have just, boom, immediately. I should have known, and I didn't. Sorry. But yeah, we're a week and a half or so away, I think, and we should be able to start that testing process. And we shouldn't. It sounds like everything's coming together right on schedule, and we should be in good shape. I'm hearing that Canada may go live as early as like Wednesday, Thursday of next week on the new short codes, so that's all good news. Everything's progressing like it's supposed to. Let's see. Bill says, where's the link to the infographics software? I've looked all over the place. FB page, audio claims, link below, but there is no link. Actually, the video that I posted over in the Facebook group said that I would put a link below the video to the original sales page video, which is what I did. I have not posted it yet. I'll be posting it tomorrow. There's been a lot of turmoil this week. I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but I suppose maybe we should just tell you about it because you're probably going to notice it. But Eric is no longer, I don't want to say no longer with us, but Eric has decided to pursue some other things, some other opportunities in life, and is going to be, he'll still be around. He's still involved, and he's still going to be, in support, helping us out with some stuff. But he's doing some other things as well, and we all wish him well. Obviously, we want him to, we want him to succeed and achieve all of his dreams, and so he's reached out to do that. So this week was a little chaotic because there's a lot of things that Eric did and does that we don't know how to do, right? So it's like just sending an email yesterday. I would have liked to mail a Thursday think tank email on Tuesday. I didn't mail it till yesterday because, very frankly, it took me about an hour and a half to figure out how to do it because the system had been updated so many times since the last time I did it. So there was a lot of chaos there, and Eric was the guy that was doing most of the posting, of content in the Thursday think tank. So that slowed us down a little bit. But anyway, with all that said, yeah, and he's not gone. Don't get me wrong, he's not gone, and there was, there's no issues, there was no fight, there's no hard feelings, none of that kind of stuff. That's not the situation at all. Eric was presented with an incredible opportunity that he decided he needed to pursue, or he wouldn't be able to live with himself. So he's doing that. So he's still around. He's on in the mornings, he's on at night. And he's still here, and you guys are absolutely right. Eric is a fantastic dude. He is an absolute great guy, and I wouldn't let him just disappear. So he, like I said, he was presented with an opportunity that both he and I, frankly, thought that he needed to try, he needed to take advantage of and see if he could make a run at it. Because he knows he's always got a home here at the Thursday Think Tank and with Wrecking Ball Marketing if this doesn't work out. So with that said, we've also made it quite official with Mr. Bell. We're bringing Jason Bell in to the Thursday Think Tank as a staff member, I guess, for lack of a better term. And Jason's going to be on doing a lot of the Thursday calls and a lot of the offline calls, and I'm going to let me tell you a little bit about why we're going to do that. Okay, there's a couple of reasons. First of all, ever since we started developing the Wrecking Ball SMS system, first we built the Wrecking Ball SMS system. That took a long time. Then we dialed it in. Well, I went from being an offliner to the owner of a software company. And when we opened the Thursday Think Tank up, I made a vow to deliver my absolute best information to you guys. And I'm going to be completely honest with all of you because many of you are friends and I'm a transparent guy. I kind of feel like I'm out of things to talk about with you in the offline space. Now, I've got a ton of stuff to talk about with you as far as online marketing because we've just never talked about any of it because this is really kind of an offline group. But most people, most internet marketers, and I know there's exceptions to the rule here, most internet marketers find offline because they couldn't make online work. How many of you, give me a yes or a no, I guess, how many of you, when you first found out about internet marketing, wanted to be affiliate marketers, right? And you played with a bunch of stuff and that didn't work, and then maybe you realized that you could help some local businesses. That's what happened to me, and that's just the way your path took, right? Well, there's a ton of opportunity online, and there's a ton of opportunity to cross over the two. So by us bringing Jason in, okay, we're going to accomplish a couple of things. Number one, Jason is in the streets still. He's doing it at the local level, talking to the mom and pops, talking to all of the local restaurants and grocery stores. I talked to Jason yesterday, and, Jason still works a full-time job, although I think as of yesterday, he decided that he's going to quit and do this full-time because his full-time job has now become a hindrance to his business. Well, on his last day off, Jason actually talked to, face-to-face, 20 clients, prospected 20 clients. And Jason's doing some really cool stuff with direct mail and some really cool stuff with Geo Coupon Commander and some really cool stuff with local daily deals list building. And I don't feel... Look, I could get on these webinars and I could tell you, yep, go do this, yep, go do this, yep, go do this. But I don't feel right about doing that when I haven't done it, right? It's one thing to brainstorm and have, creative marketing ideas. It's a whole nother thing for me to represent myself as somebody that is in the trenches doing this. And I would rather put somebody who's in the trenches doing this in front of you guys. And Jason's a phenomenal teacher, and he's just a great guy. So what we plan to do is bring Jason in, and Jason's going to drive most of the offline stuff. I'll still be around, It's not like I'm disappearing. I'm not going anywhere. But we're going to let Jason drive the offline portion of the Thursday Think Tank for a little while. And that's going to give me an opportunity to take a little step back and take a look at some of this affiliate marketing and some of these online things and kind of get back to my roots, right? Because the very first money I ever made, excuse me, guys, I'm still recovering from a cold and I got a horrible tickle in my throat right now. But when I first got started, the very first money I ever made was affiliate marketing, and I was good at it. And I kind of fell ass backwards into SMS. Most of you guys know that. So we've completely ignored that side of the game, and I think there's a lot of you in the think tank that would really like to do a little better with that kind of stuff and learn how to cross over better. Some more in-depth Facebook stuff, how to mix an affiliate offer. There's a ton of opportunity for you. Let's say you have a client, let's say you've got a sporting goods store as a client and you're doing social media for them. Well, getting him more customers is fantastic, but if you've grown his fan page on Facebook to the point where he's got 30,000 fans, he has no idea what affiliate marketing is. So putting a targeted affiliate offer in front of his fans and offering to rev share with them is something he's probably very, very, very open to. And there's lots of opportunity like that out there, and those are the types of things that I want to focus on and be able to show you guys. So really, by bringing Jason in, what we hope to do is basically double the content across two categories, online and offline, inside of the Thursday Think Tank. So we've solidified a deal with Jason, and Jason's going to be coming on board. You're going to be hearing more and more and more from him over the next month or so. So those are the shakeups over here at Wrecking Ball and inside the Thursday Think Tank, and they've caused the last couple of weeks to be a little chaotic. And like I said, I've spent an awful lot of time trying to figure out how to send an email this week, which sounds like a really simple thing to do. But once you get into Infusionsoft and start trying to figure it out, it's a lot more difficult than you would believe. So that's what's going on with all that. So the reason that came up was, where is the infographic builder kit that you said you'd post? I haven't posted it yet. However, I will get it up tomorrow. Let's see, where are we going to put it in here? I'm going to probably put it under the bonuses tab, but I'll mail you guys with where we put it. But I'll plug it in. And for those of you that don't know what the heck I'm talking about, right, then let me show you a couple things here. First of all, we've been working on a project loyalty marketing package. Most of you have seen this, okay? We've got an infographic here for you. We've got a postcard, front and back. We've got some more supporting material coming. We've got a one-page or a two-sided one-page flyer now for Project Loyalty, and I've got all of the PSDs for all of this stuff. That's going to be posted tomorrow in the Project Loyalty tab. When you click here, I think what we'll probably do is we'll probably add an accordion. If I can figure out how to do it, I'll add an accordion for support materials or something like that. So what we'll do is we'll put that right here. Okay, so we've got other stuff coming. We've got the graphics guy working right now on done-for-you niches for loyalty. Okay, so we're going to do restaurants, pizza, dry cleaning are going to be the first 3 that we do. And then we made a list from the last call where we talked about that of all of the different niches that you guys were interested in. So we're going to try and do like 3 a week, okay? And we're going to get those in there. And what Ed has done with the development team with Project Loyalty is right now when you install Project Loyalty, you get the Dave's Hot Rod Cafe, right? Well, the way we have the system set up is if we were to just put 10 templates in there, we'd waste a lot of space, we'd waste a lot of your server resources, and then we have problems with dealing with the licenses on how many locations you can have. So what we've done is Ed showed it to me Tuesday, we've built out a template generator. So what you're going to be able to do is you're actually going to be able to generate that default template in Project Loyalty, and you're going to be able to pick from a drop-down list and click Generate it, and it's going to set up that template. So like the restaurant one that we're doing, the only thing you're going to have to do is go in there and edit the text for the special and the actual business name, because like all the backgrounds and images are going to be in there. So we're working on that. The infographic builder kit, what this is there's a master template, okay? So what this is this is an easy, they're PSDs, you know, so it's not software, but they're PSDs to build infographics, okay? So all of these infographics are in here, and they're all layered and organized real well, so you can go in here and you can turn off elements, turn on elements, you can come in here, you can edit an element, right? And you can see this element up here changing. If I turn that off and turn it on, that's what I'm editing, okay? So I've got this kit. I bought resale rights for this so I could give it to you guys. And I think Max is charging like $37 for it for you to be able to customize it and use it with your clients. So you can't resell the kit, but you can use this and make as many of these infographics as you want. And in my opinion, what's even more important, let me find the folder here real quick. Where did I put it? What's even more important is there's a ton of phenomenal piece graphic elements here that are readily available for you guys to use in any of your marketing materials. Ed says, do you need Photoshop? No, you don't need Photoshop. You can open a PSD in GIMP. There's several online graphic editors that you can use this stuff with. Will it work with CS2? I don't know the answer to that. I have CS6, and you know, you guys can get CS6 on a monthly basis as well. But yeah, you can edit a PSD in GIMP. As a matter of fact, I've got one of these guys. Do I have one open? I'll tell you what, let's just do that. Let me open one real quick. Master template. Let me open this guy up. So I'll show you what this looks like in GIMP. Now, the only issue that you're going to have in GIMP, if you use GIMP to edit this thing, is everything's here, but if you see over on the right-hand side of the screen here, the layers aren't foldered anymore. Now, I'm not a graphics guy, so maybe there's a way to import them with folders, but everything's here. They're just not in folders, so you may need to hunt. See where it says your logo 7? I'm turning that off and on. There's a shape you can turn off and on. So everything's here. You can edit it in GIMP. It's just some of the folders aren't there. Now, if you don't, let me get rid of that. This is our project loyalty infographic right here that I have open in GIMP, right? So, and that color got a little jacked up, and I probably screwed that up. But, you know, let's say you don't want to work in layers, and let's say you just want to use paint, right? If you have a color, and Karen just gave me a link to, yeah, the older versions of Photoshop, Adobe's been giving them away. So if you do a quick Google search, you can actually get CS2 for free right now. You might be able to get actually CS4. But what you can do here, if you want to edit this out, and you're not, let's say you're not working in GIMP, you're just working in Paint, if you take your little eyedropper tool, you can just select this color, right? And then what you could do, assuming that I'm working on a bitmap or a PNG or something like that, it's real easy, and my GoToWebinar box is in the way. Hang on, I got to move some stuff around here. All right, let me add a new layer. And take your bucket fill tool and just cover this guy right up, right? Why didn't that work? Because I'm on a webinar. That's why it didn't work. Why isn't that working? There's that. Oh, it is working. I gotcha. Let me switch that back. Turn that back to blue. I just got to move it up so it's in front of everything else. I should have did this a different way. Here, let me move it up so you can see what the heck I'm talking about. And what I'm doing over here on the right now, guys, is I'm just moving this new layer that I just created here. Let's just do it this way. I'm going to go to the top and go new layer, and that way my new layer is at the top of the chart, right? So it's the very highest thing. It's the closest thing to us. Now if I use my bucket fill tool, I just blank that out, and now I can go select none, and I can drag my company logo in here. If I want to put some text in here, I can do that as well. I can put a text box in here, and I could put all my company information right in here. So you don't have to, you know, use Photoshop to do these edits. You can just blank out what you want. Obviously, if you know how to use some Photoshop stuff, you're going to be money ahead. So I've got that kit. That's going to go into the Thursday Think Tank tomorrow for you guys. Okay? Any questions about anything I just said before we get too much further here? So tomorrow there's going to be an awful lot added to the members area, and I'll send you an email, and I'll probably shoot a little video and just show you where I put everything so you can find it real easy. Donna says thank you. Rick says thank you. You guys are welcome. Use it though. You know, I mean, don't be grateful. I don't care if you're grateful. I mean, I appreciate that you are. I don't want to sound like a jackass. But use it, you know, make some use of it because these are really good graphics. This is some of the best stuff I've ever seen from Max Rusky. You know, so there's the full master template in here, which is a great looking template, has all kinds of different section elements that you can add in, and then he's got a bunch of individual elements in here too. I mean, this is a phenomenal looking you know, infographics template here. Let me zoom in on this just a little bit. Yeah, Max is an artist. I couldn't agree more, James. Nobody does nicer stuff. Well, I should say nobody. Our graphics guy's really good too, but he doesn't do this kind of stuff, and he takes forever, and he's very expensive. But yeah, so I mean, this is a phenomenal infographic template that if you just come in here and just edit the text, you can make some pretty killer infographics for yourself. His name is Max Rusky. Anyone know how to spell Max's last name? Max, he releases a lot of graphics packs. Yeah, Rysky, R-Y-S-K-Y. That's what I thought. He releases a lot of graphics packs in the Warrior Forum, designed for the Warrior Forum. So he's done like a lot of sales page templates and things like that. Carlos says, just in time for your hot trend. Cool. Cool. So I'll get all this stuff posted in the tank tomorrow. I'm just going to close out of all of this. Let me close this thing down. All right. How many of you guys have been with me a while, most of you, right? I think most of you have been with me a while. Does anybody on the call here remember me talking about how I reached out to Jared and Brandy from the TV show Storage Wars after it came out? Does anybody remember me talking about that? I've talked about it on a couple of calls. No? All right. Well, here's the deal. Here's a little backstory. How many of you guys are all familiar with this show, right? Storage Wars? I'm sure in the UK and Australia you got something similar. All right, cool. So, how many of you think that Brandy could do better than Jared? Just out of curiosity. No, I'm just kidding. That was mean. Okay, so it's a television show. I think it's on A&E. I really don't remember. But it came out, I don't know, 2.5, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, something like that. And it immediately became a very, very popular TV show. Okay? Well, I did a little bit of research, and what these people do is, they buy storage auctions, and then they all have little thrift stores where they resell the stuff, and that's how they make their living, okay? So the Brandy and Jared, which are these two on the left here, they're a couple, they own a little store called the Pastimes Antique Mart. Okay? And I want to say they're in Long Beach. I can't remember right off the top of my head. But all of a sudden they're TV stars. Okay? So I got the idea. I was like, man, if I could get the two of them to put out or to endorse a product on how to buy storage auctions and profit from that, and be able to say, as seen on Discovery's channel, as seen on A&E TV, that would be such a phenomenal ClickBank product. You'd be talking about one of those ClickBank products that can do a couple of $1 million in $27 increments delivering an ebook. Okay? So I just got on the internet and did a little bit of research, and I found a phone number, and guess what? I had no problem getting through to them. Okay, so I actually talked to the both of them on the phone, and I explained who I was and what I do, and they were very, very interested. Okay, well, they contacted the network, who they have their contract with, and they couldn't do it. All right, the network, their contract with the network wouldn't let them do it. Well, I go to an occasional auction, whether it be a government auction or a storage auction or what the heck, So I get emails all the time, all right? Well, I ran across this place called the Storage Auction List, all right? And this is a brand new service that's just been started. And what they do is they mail you out a weekly schedule, and they do webinars where they teach you how to buy at storage auctions and all that kind of thing, okay? So I get this email one day. Phil says hello. Can you guys hear me? Oh, that was an old one. All right, sorry. So I get this email. When did I get this email? August 9th, I got this email. I've been on this list since, call it the middle of June, which is when it was started. I happened to stumble across it. Actually, I think I saw it on some PPC. So they're using PPC to build their list, and then they're delivering awesome content. Well, I get this one on August 9th, and take a look at this here, okay? Look at this right here. This is two of the players and the auctioneers from this show, okay? And they've done exactly what I was talking about doing. They've got a $37, did my mouse just die? What the heck just happened? I don't know what's going on here, guys. There it goes, there it goes, okay. So they've got a $37 training product that they're selling, and all they did was do exactly what I was talking about doing. They capitalized on a hot TV trend, right? Because let's face it, 99.9% of Americans had no idea that storage auctions were taking place all over the country until they found a way to make it look good on television, okay? So they've gone out and they've done exactly what I was talking about doing. And those of you that have been with me for a while have heard me talk about this a couple of times, right? I don't want to say, Jim says, so they took your idea, ran with it, and cut you out. No, I don't want to say that, because I've never talked to any of the people involved in this thing, okay? I did talk to people that these people know. So did I get cut out? I don't know. Was it my idea that, spurred this? I don't know, and I doubt it. I would have to believe that the people at A&E know how to market at least as good as I do, okay? But the point is, it's very, very easy to identify a new upcoming trend. And there's online uses for that knowledge, and there's offline uses for that knowledge. So real quick, let's just talk about some things that have become trendy in the last 6 months according to the television. Or let's say the last year. Can you guys name them out real quick? I can think of 4 or 5 off the top of my head, but before I put them in the question box, before I say them here, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity. I mean, think about this for a minute. Things that you never, ever, ever considered until you saw it on television. Vampire shows, vampires. I'm thinking more along the lines of reality, okay? Yeah, bike building, okay? I think we're kind of over bike building on TV, but if we would have been asking this question a few months ago or a few years ago, yeah. I mean, nobody built choppers but bikers until it became a fashionable TV show. And now everybody wears biker t-shirts, right? So yeah, you've got Amish Mafia, Tom says, Bar Rescue, Pickers, okay? Duck Dynasty, Fish Tanks, Bob just said it, Moonshine. Do you guys have any idea how popular moonshine has become since they pointed a television camera at a couple of moonshiners? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We just got back from Sturgis, and there's 5 or 6 new brands of moonshine that just showed up this year. And it has nothing to do with people wanting moonshine because they're moonshine connoisseurs. It has to do with the fact that somebody pointed a television camera at them. Okay? Survival shows, prepping, huge. Prepping is absolutely on the rise, okay? There's a new prepping show every flippin' week. Every flippin' week. There's a new prepping show, a new bug out show, a new survival show. Gold prospecting, right? Nobody put that in there, but because I happen to be a hobby gold prospector, I've been chasing gold for a long, long time. Okay? Oh, Mark says he did. Sorry, missed it. I've been chasing gold for a long, long time. Most people didn't realize that there's still hundreds of thousands of people running around the world looking for gold. Most people don't realize that until you pointed a camera at people. Josh just put a link in here. Moonshine, Google Trends shows keyword is up. Here, let me see. Can I grab this link? Let me copy this. I'll just put this in real quick. Okay. So there's some ways to leverage this information. Look at this. Look at this. 2005 to mid 2011, it's just flat. I mean, as far as trends go, that's a flat line. And then boom, somebody pointed a TV camera at a moonshiner. And look at this. Boom, steady uptrend, spikes during the on season, and it's going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to grow. Ken says Ghost Mine. I love the Ghost Mine show. But yeah, gold prospecting. You got Ghost Mine, you got Jungle Gold, you got the Gold Rush, all of which have overshadowed Tom Massey's show, which is Gold Fever, which has been on for years and years and years and years, but nobody knows about it because it's on an obscure network, right? Pawn shops, exactly. How many pawn shop shows are there? And are you guys seeing what's happening? When one show comes out, when Pawn Stars came out, Driscoll says, do you guys do anything but watch TV? I actually don't watch that much TV, but you can't help but know what's trending if you look at the TV, okay? When Pawn Stars came out, it was the only reality, quote-unquote, reality show about pawn shops there was. And now there's like 4 or 5 of them, okay? The reason I bring all this up is because, actually, I'm going to come back to this. I want to talk about one other thing. How many of you watch Shark Tank? I think over in the UK you guys have something called the Dragon's Den, which is the same thing. Yeah, okay. How many of you recognize this? You guys see what's on my screen here? Anybody see this episode of the Shark Tank? I always DVR the Shark Tank. Okay. Puppy cakes. More opportunity for marketers. I haven't had time to do anything with this, but do some research. But I'm going to tell you a little bit. Okay. Puppy cakes. They were on the Shark Tank, and they make puppy cakes. They make mixes to bake dogs' cakes. Okay. Phil says Shark Tank is scripted. It probably is. Doesn't matter. This is a real business. And they didn't get a deal with the sharks. All right? They walked away from the Shark Tank. Well, guess what? The people that started this company are readily reachable. As a matter of fact, somewhere I have their phone number written down. Well, they didn't get a deal on the Shark Tank. Well, what would happen if one of you smart offline marketers, one of you smart affiliate marketers, reached out to these people and said, hey, I saw you on the Shark Tank. I think I can help you. It's not going to cost you a dime. I just want a 3% cut of any sales that come through my link, this, that, and the other thing. Because if we look at their website, anybody see any Facebook integration here? I don't. There's a little follow button down at the bottom. That's it. I don't know if they have a Facebook page or not. I know for damn sure they don't have an affiliate program. I know that they're not running a whole lot of paid traffic because I took a look. At the top is the GoToWebinar box covering it. Top left. Yeah, okay. So what does that even do? Okay, so they have a fan page. Let's see, 5 hours ago. Okay, they're fairly active there. Whatever. You guys get the idea. They don't have an affiliate program. There's things that we can do for them, right? There's a lot of good information to be found on the television, both about individual companies and about trends, right? You can tell in today's world how something is going to trend by the amount of television shows that surround the subject. It's blatantly obvious. Gold is hot right now. Pawn shops are hot right now. Prepping is hot right now. Okay? So for weeks and weeks and weeks, I think since before I left for Sturgis, I've been threatening to expose to you guys some of the things that we started experimenting with on Facebook. Okay? And I'm going to show this to you. 10 of you are going to go out and copy me. That's okay, because I'm so far out in front of you on it that it doesn't matter. But this is, let me hide this. We haven't run any traffic to this yet. We just wanted to get it built. Okay? So this is one of the things we're going to be doing in the think tank, and this is going to be what I'm going to call a long-term case study that you guys are going to have complete access to. So what we've done is we built a prepping fan page, and we've loaded it up with awesome content, some of which I've generated. Matter of fact, that's a picture of one of my handguns. Here's a little deal I did about turning shipping containers. We're talking about turning shipping containers into bug-out bunkers. I've also got a couple of great ebooks and a couple of white papers that we were able to lay our hands on. I had one of them written. I had one of them rewritten. And then we bought a whole bunch of PLR. And we're going to do what we can do and see how much money we can make from this page. So we're going to start running traffic to this over the weekend, right? Now, I don't want to get too far into monetization because this is a great question. David just said, are you picking up Don Wilson's new training? Man, I just don't know. It's a $300 product. I know Don knows what he's doing. I'm going to be honest with you. I've bought a handful of Don's Facebook products. I have his Facebook Architect, and I feel it's a little thin in some areas. Will I pick it up? I probably will. Okay? I certainly won't be promoting it to you guys and saying, you got to go get this, because it's $300. And I'm a firm believer that no matter how good the training is and no matter how phenomenal the concept is, the only way to make it work is to get in, get your hands dirty, and play with it. So what we're going to do here, instead of exposing all of the monetization immediately, I just want to see if I can get some likes. I just want to see if I can get some likes, right? I want to gauge the interest of this page before we put too much time into it. So right now, very little, not very little, about a third of this content we generated. We got about 30 minutes into it. And, you know, we came up with an image and we built a quick graphic, and a lot of this content is just curated from other places and scraped, and this is real easy to do. I don't need to teach you how to do this, right? It's just easy to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to run traffic to this thing. We're going to see if we can get some likes. And I'm going to record all that. I was going to do it live on a call, but I can't think when I'm talking. So I'm gonna do it live on a call, or record it instead of doing it live on a call, and then show you guys the research, the targeting, and the traffic that we wind up running. And we'll just keep reporting back. So what I'd like to do is get it to about 20,000, 30,000 fans, which I think we can do in about 2-3 weeks, and then we're going to monetize it, right? So there's a couple of things I want to point out here in what we've already got going is all of these posts have links in them. but none of them are monetized. None of them take you to a good offer, or an affiliate link or anything like that. But what we're doing is we're conditioning the people that will be visiting this page to click the links. Okay? Paul says 20, 30K fans. Really? Absolutely, Paul. I don't think that's going to be a problem. I can actually... Here, hang on a second. Let's just look at something. Let me pull up my Ali G software here real quick. And we'll wait for this to open. Paul says can easily get 500,000. I think Paul might be right. So let's just take a look real quick. I know my desktop's a mess, but you guys will get over it. I probably could have closed GIMP too. So let me log into this thing. Now I've got another tool that I'm going to show you that I am going to recommend. Those of you that were on the webinar, I showed this a couple of weeks ago. I showed just a couple of quick glimpses of it, and I said I would try and get a discount because I bought this when it was WSO price at like $37 several months ago, and now it's like $97 on ClickBank. So I reached out to Ali and said, listen, if I'm willing to not take an affiliate commission, can you put together a special link so I can give this to my group for, half price? So $97 minus my affiliate commission. And he wouldn't do that. So I never did get back to you guys with a link on how to buy it because I can't get you a deal on it. So if you can, it's easy to find if you're looking for it. So yeah, the Way Cool tool does the same thing. There's lots of ways to do it, but let's just take a look real quick and see if I can spell this right. Of course not. Survival, I think I got that right. Phil, did I spell that right? Survival? Let's just take a look at this real quick. And this may or may not be the rightest search phrase. I'd have to spend a couple of minutes, but here we go. What's this title? Homesteading Survivalism has over 1 million likes. Very active page. 500,000 people active on the page. We got 500,000 on Homestead Survival. So yeah, the rightest. I said it. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to have a problem building that audience at all. I really don't. If I go prepping, see what that comes up with. Yeah, prepping doesn't deliver quite as good as survival on a search phrase, but still pretty good, right? So what we can do is, again, there's several tools that'll do it. We can extract all of these people that are, everybody says try preppers, that are actually active on the page and create a custom audience in Facebook. And we can target them with our ads. So now that we've got a page loaded up with good content, right, because there's some phenomenal content here, right? There's some awesome stuff going on here. We can engage them pretty quick. So yeah, so several pages, with 50, 60,000 zombie preppers, all that kind of stuff. So that's what we're going to do. And the reason we went there is because it's trendy on television right now. And if you look historically at the last 10 years, anything that's become trendy on television, the reason for that is because there's a lot of interest in it in the real world. And that's just how it works, right? It can't be a winner on television unless it's a winner in the hearts of the audience. So, Driscoll says, does all the targeting happen in the tool, i.e. country, ages, etc.? Does that get done on Facebook? That still gets done in Facebook. So what you can do with the tool I just showed, the Way Cool tool, there's several of them out there, is you can extract all the user IDs that's all it's going to be, is a user ID of people that are active on that page or group or post or whatever however you set your search. You create a custom audience for that list of user IDs. Then when you go to run your ad, within that custom audience, you can still target male, female, age, all of those kinds of things. So you can get pretty deep into it. Yeah, Carlos is almost like before when you could look at Amazon and get a good idea of what was hot. You're exactly right. And I've never seen anybody talking about using what's hot on television as a metric for what's hot in the real world. And there's an obvious correlation there, guys. I mean, there just is. Ever since the show Gold Rush came out, GPAA, which is Gold Prospectors Association of America, their membership has tripled just in the last 2 years since the show Gold Rush came out, right? So if I go to, as a matter of fact, let's just take a look real quick. I probably should put a space in there. Darn it. Gold Rush. Yeah, so, I mean, it's got 355,000 likes on it, giving away some T-shirts, but look at this. Here's some monetization right here. So, to duplicate a page, to put a page up that's going to take advantage of this is pretty easy to do. And there's lots and lots and lots of ways to monetize it. If we go back to our prepping niche, right, let's talk about this for just a second. Let's just go back here. Let's think of all of the different ways we can monetize this, okay? On top of selling guides and reports, which we can own and be the author of. Very easy to do. Very easy to do. We've already got a bunch of them ready to go. Like I said, I had one of them written, good ebook. It's 32 pages long. Cost me $230 to have it written. We found some PLR that's real good that we can give away. Okay, so on top of being able to sell our own guides or give our own white papers away to do our list building effort, within prepping, there's a ton of different verticals. What do I mean by that? So within prepping, there's people that are into prepping and guns. There's people that are into prepping and food storage. There's people that are into prepping and survival shelters. There's people that are into prepping and hunting. There's people that are into prepping and water purification. Those are all parts and pieces of prepping that we can build offshoots of this page or use it just to monetize this audience. Somebody just liked it. One of you must have been digging around and just liked it. Thank you, whoever it was. So, yeah, and Kevin points out that you can also extract Facebook email addresses. Yeah, you can. I would be hesitant about just extracting email addresses and dumping them onto a list and spamming them, especially in today's age, So there's a ton of ideas that you can incorporate into your business models if you just pay a little bit of attention to the mainstream media and what it's doing. Jim says, yes, brilliant idea, TV driving trends. Thank you for that. You're welcome. Madi says you can send 5,000 emails right from Facebook every day. Okay, cool. Cool. That's something that I don't know about. So I'm sure there's many of you that are on this call that know a hell of a lot more about Facebook than I do. But I'm still pretty confident that I can make money with it. And I can do it on autopilot, right? So if I can put this page up and it can make me $1,000 a month, I'm pretty happy as that. Driscoll says, can I claim my cable TV subscription as a tax deduction? And I think he's kidding. But yeah, you absolutely could. If you can make a profit off of this, Now you wouldn't be able to deduct your entire cable bill, but you would be able to deduct a percentage of that bill based on the amount of time you spent watching that television that was true research. That would be a legit deduction, at least in the U.S. I don't know how it works in Australia, but in the U.S., that would be a legit deduction. It's there for you guys, right? So a lot of you may have offline clients that can adopt some of these mentalities, okay? And what do I mean by that? What I mean is, if again, let's say you've got a client who owns a mom and pop sporting goods store, okay? Gold prospecting and prepping is hot. If they don't have something in that sporting goods store to support prepping, maybe they ought to. If they're sending out a bi-weekly mailer, this sporting goods store, maybe an eighth of a page, a quarter of a page, something like that, ought to be dedicated to a prepper's special, right? Because we know it's hot right now. So you're gonna convey that information to your offline client and explain to him what I just explained to you. And he's going to think you're brilliant for doing it. I mean, he's going to think you're absolutely brilliant for doing it. Okay? Pay attention to the mainstream media. The mainstream media is a mirror. All it does is reflect back on what it's being told to reflect. There wouldn't be a bunch of prepping shows if people didn't love to watch them. There wouldn't be a bunch of gold prospecting shows if people didn't love to watch them. Okay? Take advantage of that, and you're going to find all kinds of opportunity buried in that television set, buried in that newspaper, buried in those magazines. Puppy cakes, guys. This particular episode on Shark Tank, there was 2 or 3 of them. Ken just punched in. All right, I'm going to come back to that one, Ken. All right, I'm going to come back to that one. There was, out of the 4 pitches on this particular episode of Shark Tank that Puppy Cakes was on, only one of them got a deal with the Sharks. 3 of them went away without a deal. All 3 of them had poor web efforts. All 3 of them were easy pickings for the right internet marketer to search them out and say, I can help you. Okay? And it's not unreasonable. When this show came on, it took me a half an hour to actually find a phone number for Jared and Brandy and get them on the phone. It was no big deal. It's super easy to do. I mean, with the internet that we have, it's not difficult. Ken says Ice Road Truckers. I think, Ken, I think the popularity of that show may be waning, but you're right. It definitely peaked. It had a spike. It's very popular. There's got to be a way to leverage that, don't you think, if you have some automotive offline clients? I bet if you think about it long and hard enough, you'll come up with it on your own. And if not, remind me next Thursday, and I'll tell you about what I think you ought to be doing. But use that as an exercise, guys. Pay attention to what the mainstream media is doing, and you will see a world of opportunity that nobody else is exploring, right? At least not in the traditional sense. There was just, let's see, some of the other, there's been a couple of flops that I saw that were listed in the the TV guide for 1 week, and now they're gone. But they're all over the place. Dancing shows. How many dancing shows are there on television right now, right? Well, what if you had a good how to dance product and you reached out to one of the peoples that got kicked off of one of these shows just for an endorsement? There's opportunity there. Gator hunting. Right, Josh. The swamp in general. Forestry. Logging, right? What Axemen, I think, is the name of the program or something like that. It's about cutting trees down. There's a ton of stuff you can do. Cooking, yes. Cooking, huge right now. Bar takeovers, restaurant takeovers. The Honey Boo Boo Ed just put in there. I don't know what the hell you do with that, and that turns my stomach just a little bit that that's a popular television show because, boy, that's America at its worst in my opinion, but whatever. Keep your opinions to yourself, Dave. But, yeah, there's probably something you could do with it. Right, fishing. Right, tuna fishing. Tattoos. Tattoos are becoming very hot television stuff. All of those things are popular for a reason. And you can find opportunities surrounding all of them. And easy pickings surrounding all of them. So I thought it would be cool to just talk about that a little bit tonight. I hope you guys are cool with that. But I wanted to take a half hour, 45 minutes, and just talk about it. I think the proof of concept is right here. Because here's the email. Here's the new starter kit. I mean, look at what's going on here, guys. This is traditional marketing that we've all been taught, right? Build a list, deliver some content, get our free ebook, right? And then pitch the product, which is this. This is nothing but a ClickBank campaign, guys. A very traditional one. It's just not targeted at internet marketers, so it crushes, right? Because it's a lot easier to sell things to people that aren't internet marketers that don't understand that, oh, I'm joining an email list, right? There's a ton of opportunity out there. You just need to get creative. I've said it 1,000 times on various webinars. Train your mind to spot opportunity. Always be in the zone. Always be thinking about it, Always be, everything you look at, you should be asking yourself, how can I find a way to monetize that? And all of a sudden, you'll start seeing it everywhere. So I hope you guys were cool with this. I hope this was a good call. I had a lot of fun talking about it. Next week, what we'll do is we'll get back into what we've done for traffic over on the Prepper site. We'll keep you informed. Maybe some of you are saying, oh, that Dave is flipping nuts. He's wrong. It's never going to work. Maybe. I guess we're going to find out, and we're going to find out live. Because, if it fails, I'm going to tell you guys it fails. I'm going to show you that it fails. Driscoll says, are you a prepper? No, not really. Karen says, you're nuts, but not wrong. I can live with that. No, I'm not really a prepper. I believe a lot of the things that the preppers believe. I think that the USA is going to fall apart financially here in my lifetime, but I'm just going to let it affect me like it does all of the other non-preppers. So I guess I believe the ideology, but I'm not really I'm certainly not burying shelters in my backyard. All that kind of stuff, So tomorrow, I'm going to get the infographics builder kit in the members area. I'm going to get the project loyalty supporting information into the members area. I'm going to get the replay of this up in the members area. And that should keep everybody plenty busy for the weekend because that's all good stuff. And if you spend a few minutes working with it, you can create some phenomenal resources for your business. Karen says, it's fabulous to be nuts, and that's a compliment. James says, Mr. Angle, you're right, and a genius in your mindset. The USA is already a little bit off the edge. Well, I hope I'm not right about that, but unfortunately, I think I could be. So, oh yeah, that's the other thing. Gigi says, when does the loyalty training start? Um, I'll be posting that tomorrow as well. We decided instead of doing live calls like we did for the 30-day challenge, what we're actually going to do is produce modules for you guys. So we've been working on that, and basically the first couple of modules are going to be posted next week. So what we're going to do is we're going to put up modules to allow you guys to digest that training at your own pace individually, go through it as many times as you want, and then like every other week we're going to do a live call to support and catch up. And that's going to allow us to better give you guys the supporting materials to go with the modules. So Jason's got a bunch of it done already. I've got some of it done. We need to organize it a little bit, and then we're going to start putting it in the think tank next week. So I'm going to have the full list of modules and when we expect them to be released tomorrow as well. So yeah, there'll be a lot of stuff going into the members area tomorrow, and I'll shoot you an email and let you know when. Rick says, any idea when Australia will be able to use Project Loyalty? Rick, we think it's less than 3 weeks away. Okay? Anything could happen, but when you're waiting on these short code approvals, these carrier approvals, the way it works is there's absolutely nothing you can do to check up on it. And it's truly a no news is good news situation. So we haven't heard anything bad. We were quoted original lead times, and we believe that those are going to be okay because we haven't heard anything negative about policies or TOCs or any changes that we need to make, nothing like that. So we think we're on schedule, and we're hoping it's less than 3 weeks away. So by the time you get through the training, you should be good to go, man. And, there's only a dozen of you in the think tank in Australia. Can you guys hear me? Oh, okay. Yeah, it blipped a little bit. Sorry about that. What I was saying was, it should be within 3 weeks. The way it works on carrier approval on a short code is it's truly a no news is good news kind of thing. There's absolutely no checking up on carrier approval. There's nothing I can do to expedite it. There's nothing I can do to get information about where it's at. But we haven't heard anything negative. We haven't had any carriers come back to us and say we need you to make changes in your terms and conditions like they did in the U.S. So we think we're on schedule, and we're hoping that all three of the short codes that we're waiting on for Canada, the UK, and Australia go live within the next 3 weeks. So, and we expect Canada to be the first one. That could be as early as middle next week. So again, Paul, we think the short code that we've applied for in the UK is 70307. Short code in Canada is 73737. So that could change, right? It could change right up until the last day, because there could be two applications for that same short code in there at the same time. Driscoll, I don't know off the top of my head. I can't remember what the Australia one is, but I'll look it up before next week's call. Our test short code for Australia is like 121134 or something like that. It's really strange. So I don't know what the permanent one will be in Australia. As soon as I know it, I'll let you guys know about it. So all of that stuff will be in the Thursday Think Tank members area tomorrow, and I will shoot you an email now that I know how to do it and let you know where it's all at. And then we'll get into that Project Loyalty training next week, and we're going to talk about how we're doing with our preppers page, as well as some other direct marketing that we're doing in Facebook so you guys can follow along. And then the week after that, I've got some really cool stuff coming. And outside of Facebook, but related to direct traffic, and we'll talk about that, and that's going to be really cool stuff for you as well. And then I think Jason's going to jump in here next week and talk about some direct mail stuff that he's had phenomenal success with. that's really, really cool. And I've encouraged him to share as much of that as he's willing, so he said he would. We're going to be talking about that next week as well. So I'm going to wrap it up, guys, and go eat some dinner. I got 14 hours in today, so, well, I did take an hour break, so I got 13 hours in today, so I'm going to call it a day. And, yeah, you guys all know where to find us. And we're going to do Wrecking Ball Q&A and Loyalty Q&A webinars next week as well. We'll have the times on those published on Monday and let you know where it's at. So I'll talk to all of you very, very soon. I want you to have a great night and a very profitable tomorrow. See you guys.